Grand Rising and Happy New Year. Welcome to Wise Up with Blooming Lotus. I am Danyelle Claxton, aka Blooming Lotus, and today is January 2nd, 2023.
Woo!
Woo!
Free in 23.
Yes, yes. Whew. So I am so excited. I'm excited about the newness. I kind of remember what I think it was Reverend Amani Grace when she said that, technically we don't get into the new year really until the spring-ish time, but we can start planting the seeds now so that that stuff starts flourishing come what is that? Spring, I'm sorry.
Right. Uh-huh.
So, yes,
Yeah, that sounds good.
it does sound good. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to start off, since I realized I start off the week and the new year, definitely want to start off with what is it? The keys and the tools to, what is it? Dreaming big and manifesting. I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, we tend to play small. We like, okay, let me just get this little stuff, but no, now's the time, the energy to actually start manifesting and manifesting big. Um, and I just hope you guys have your notebooks, your pen, your paper, your notebook, your dreams, your ideas, and we're going to get into what is it? Some manifestation, because now's the time. Now is the time. How was everybody's new year? How did you guys bring in the new year?
A little visualization, visualizing for this year, and making wonderful, creating ideas and bringing them forth. So it was great. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I was singing at Baker's
Oh, okay.
Keyboard Lounge, the oldest jazz club in the world,
Okay.
and trying on my new teephuses, and everything was good.
Was
Nothing
good.
loud or
Yay.
anything. I was able to say the words. And with my honey on keyboard, and Ralph Armstrong on the baddest bass player, who's played with everybody, including like Miles Davis, Aretha Franklin, and all them. Same with Gaylen, Ken McKenzie. So it was really good, and I was all cutesy-fied and everything.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had wonderful, and I was able to pop in when Mama Hetheru I saw she was live. So I'm at the club. I pop into her on Zoom, and it was all crazy because she could hear the band, and then and Baba Haru was playing DJing.
Okay.
It was all crazy in her world, and you know how she could be really
Yes, yes, yes,
animated and
yes.
stuff. And it was wonderful. I had a wonderful time, and then just kind of chilled out the next day on New Year's Day. So
Okay.
it was good.
It sounds wonderful.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing that.
How about you, Mama Evelyn?
I bring it in like I usually do, staying away from the windows.
That's good.
Yeah, Sheena went out, and kind of I stayed up late because had to make sure she got home okay. But who she was with, I knew she would be fine. I just, but yeah, I went to bed kind of late, like around 3 o'clock in the morning, but I wasn't watching anything. I don't watch the bringing in of the new year or the dropping in of the ball. I'm just quiet.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mama Evelyn, you mentioned being inside, and I forget all about shooting. I ain't hear nothing. I must have went to bed early or something, but I didn't hear anything.
They probably are not doing that really crazy stuff out there, but here it's like,
Yeah.
I'd rather they did the firecrackers. Do the firecrackers. Don't bullets have, you shooting up in the air, you don't know where it's gonna land.
Right.
Mhm.
They did that
And
over
I
here
don't understand why they don't stop it.
because
If you can't control where it goes.
it's a weird rooted tradition.
Yeah.
It's an old tradition. That's what they used to do 150, 200 years ago. So for whatever reason, that still is carrying on for some people. I don't know why. But on Southfield, they did the same thing here. And I think this is the first year, because we weren't here the year before. We was over a friend's house celebrating the New Year's. So when here, it was the first time here celebrating it in the apartment. And I heard gunshots and I'm like, oh, I didn't know they did that.
That's right. He's still doing this.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I also found out some more information. I always love the fact that I find out information about holidays and everything like that. Traditionally, African slaves used to have their cornbread, their black eyed peas, and their greens
Yeah.
on the 31st, because on the first of the year was, I forgot, it was a special day, but it was a settle up day. If a slave master had owed taxes or owed somebody, it was a sad occasion for us, because if they owed anybody to actually pay off their debts, that's when they would actually sell their slaves on the first of the year to pay up their debts.
Wow. Wow.
I did not know that. I was like, oh, okay. So I think that's part of that stay in the house, don't go out, don't do anything like that, because sometimes they come and get people and they wouldn't come back because they would be sold off. And I was like,
Exactly. Yeah.
oh, okay, that's a little bit different. I didn't know that. I did not know
Right.
that.
Oh my God, that's good to know. I mean, it's good to remember about our people. When we do that.
I'm just sharing, like, okay, I didn't know that. Did anybody follow? I want to know, did anybody follow any superstitions or taboos for the new year? I'm just curious, because I've heard everything from you the 12 grapes. The 12 grapes was a new one for me. I learned about that recently, that you're supposed to, in the first minute, you're supposed to have 12 grapes and wish upon 12 grapes. Sorry.
Oh wow. I never
Yeah,
heard
this was
that
my
one.
first
Like, it's
time
supposed to
hearing
represent
that
everything
too.
that
And
you want to happen within the first 12 months of the year. I thought that, I was like, I had never heard that. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's why we drink champagne. Okay, I get it now. Why eat 12 grapes when you can drink, sparkling?
12 sips of champagne.
Okay, the other one is you got to run outside. What is it? If you want to travel, you're supposed to take your suitcase and run outside and run back in the house.
Okay.
What else did I hear? Whatever new. Oh, the new one. I didn't realize this was like international, that you're supposed to wear red panties on the first day of the year.
Oh,
It's
really?
It's supposed to draw, the power of red is power. It's power, and Chinese New Year is prosperity. So the idea is that, also they said if you want to bring in love, or even a new lover, you wear red panties throughout on the first day of the new year. I was like, and
Oh.
panty sales are really big in Chinese and Asian cultures during this time of year, just specifically for that particular reason. I was sitting there like, see, this is what happens when you get down to TikTok or YouTube loophole. You be sitting there finding out stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else. Say, you're not supposed to leave your house. The first person that comes in your house is supposed to give you money. You're supposed to have a tall, dark, handsome man walk into your house on New Year's Day. Like, you're not supposed to leave until somebody like that walks into your house.
Oh.
Money, you're supposed to walk into the new year with money in your pocket. I did do that. I did have money in my purse, like cash money. I was like, okay, I feel good about that one. But have you guys heard of any other taboos or anything like that? I'm curious to know. I really am
Well,
curious.
I do like the one about money, because my husband gave me money. When he got paid, he gave me, actually, before he got paid, we were sitting in the club. I was sitting right behind him. He's on the keyboards, and he's flipped me some money
Hey.
by a handsome young man.
I know that's right. That's good.
Right at the beginning of it. Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Also, I learned that you have to live your life they say to you, the first 12 days of the year, New Year, live your life how you want the first 12 months of the year to go. So
Oh.
that's something to think about. I was like, oh, there's a lot of little stuff. And then I learned a lot of stuff is cross not countries, but cross ethnics. Like it's like a lot of we all share something like similar when it comes
Nice.
to bringing in the new year. I was like, I thought this is so very interesting. I'm like, okay. And
Well, I did miss my mom New Year's Day because she always would have black eyed peas, greens. She would do chitterlings,
Mhm.
um
chitlins.
chitterlings, and and
Chitlins.
even if we weren't having something at her house, lo and behold, each of us would drop by there.
Right.
Drop by to get some black eyed peas and some greens. That was standard for her. So I missed that. Although we did have some black eyed peas here.
I made sure we had black eyed peas, greens, and cornbread. I did that New
Oh
Year's
yeah.
New Year's Eve. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I just had at least let me do that. That's why I didn't have it for Christmas because I knew I was gonna have it for New Year's. With my understanding, the cornbread represents coins and prosperity. The greens represent money. Also could also represent health too. You know, green life, green juice, green. So that's health, wealth, and of course, what is it? Prosperity.
The black
So
eyed peas
the
is
black eyed peas. So I'm like, I'm all into that. I did not get a chance to do my New Year's spiritual tradition, something that I was taught a few years ago, and I'm not mad about that. I feel like I can catch up this month. But one of the ways I loved bringing in New Year's, probably about maybe 4 or 5 years, was we did this. Well, not did this, but individually, we used to do this massive altar, and it was an altar that had every last candle you could possibly think of, dirts from different places. Yes, I said that. I said dirts from different places. Um, like what is it? And I'm just gonna be honest because this is me. And I'm free to be me. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm one of those people that I enjoy practicing the arts of hoodoo. I do. It's just something that's innate in my soul. Um, Come to find out, I had a cousin tell me a story that made me realize, oh my God, this is in my bloodline. Basically, I had a grandmother that used to take my aunts and uncles, certain aunts and uncles down south. Realize I said certain. Everybody wasn't cut to go down south. And one of my uncles got into a tizzy, 10 years old, wearing a white suit down south. I think one of the little white boys got jealous and threw dirt on him, on his white suit.
Oh.
Realize this black child is from Detroit, Michigan, somewhere in late 40s, 1950s. They still didn't play that back then. So being that he was from the north, all rules from the south went out, he knocked the little white boy out. White boy goes home and tells his parents, his cousin runs to our place, and they're like, oh shoot, we in trouble. So the kids tell their parents what to do, and the parents in the household, and this is exactly how my cousin put it. He was like, half of the family went and got the Bible, got on their knees and started to pray. He said the other half of the family started throwing chicken bones and feathers. I was, what? He was like, yeah, the other half started throwing chicken bones and feather. Long story short, the boy brought his big paw over to the place where my family was at, and was like, you need to send this little boy. He didn't say boy, but you know what I'm saying, out here so we can deal with them. And they was like, no, he's from Detroit. He don't know no better. And realize these are kids and these are adults fighting kids' battles. And so he was like, well, you know what? He's got 24 hours to get his little behind back to Detroit. And so, yeah, they had to cut that summer vacation short. So over the years, I've studied under some local people and got some great knowledge. We got some wonderful knowledgeable people here in Detroit. And on that altar was dirt. Like you can actually get dirt from certain places to bring that energy into whatever it is that you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Hospital dirt is for health. Bank dirt is for money. So if you need some money, and like I said, I have no shame. I have a little shovel and I have plastic bags in my car. So when I need something, I go and get it. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
So hospital dirt, bank dirt, court dirt. If you go into court, get a little court dirt from the court that you're dealing with. and it was all this stuff and our prayers and petitions, which a petition and a prayer is the same thing. And like I said, the Bible says to write a goal. If you have a goal, to write it out and make it plain. So
Yes.
it was time of writing everything out. And it was one of the most beautiful things to have this altar done with the vision board in the new year. And the last year I did it, I think it was 2018. It was 2018 because I had an uncle who called me 5 minutes into the new year. And I was so blessed that he called me. He was like, I was just thinking about you. I just want to say I love you. You know, all this. It was beautiful. Come to find out that uncle also had Lou Gehrig's disease, and he passed away maybe 5 days into the new year. So I was so happy to answer that call, because usually I don't answer my phone for nobody on the new year, but it was him. So it's like, okay. And I didn't get a chance to do that because in order to get that thing done, it takes a lot of determination, not determination, but you just have to plan everything out.
Yeah.
And things got a little interesting financially towards the end of the year. So it's like, you know what, I plan on doing that within the first 3 months of this year. May have missed it in the new year, but I do plan on doing that because it was so beautiful. And it was so, just to lay out your plan.
Yes, yes, yes.
I really have had things manifest just because I write them out. I wrote them out and been specific about it.
Yes.
And I wanted to do that with us here today because we're in that energy. We're in that thick of that energy of newness and of creation and of somebody's on TikTok, that's hoodoo, your grandma. That's great. I'm going to say great grandma. It wasn't my grandma. It was my great. But also I'm finding out that there's different people practice things differently. And then we all have little stuff, superstitions that no matter how sanctified, church filled, an ancestor may have been, they got little things that they learn from their grandparents or their great grandparents that they help. Like like for me, it's my mother. Is when my mother, when things got tough, she would cry out and she would talk to her father, who was an ancestor. We weren't taught that at Word of Faith. I grew up at Word of Faith, by the way. We weren't taught that. So it's like, where did she get that from? And my grandmother was the oracle. She was the one that kept the history of her friends and her family. So whenever she got on the phone with her brothers and sisters, I always heard stories of her grandparents, of her aunts and uncles and different things of that nature. And like I said, I think I mentioned the mantelpiece. Here in Detroit, we have if you have an older house, you have a mantle. If you have a good fireplace or a full fireplace, you have a mantle. And all the pictures of all my ancestors will be on this mantle, including the graduation pictures of my aunts and uncles too. But everything will be on that mantle. And if you go into anybody's household here in Detroit, you will see a mantle full of pictures of people's ancestors, period.
Right. Yes.
These altars that we talk about, it's like sometimes we create stuff and we don't even know we're creating it. And there's stuff I've always been interested in. And okay, I'm sorry. No, somebody, they're texting. One thing about TikTok Live, people can text. They can't talk to you. Somebody said that voodoo and hoodoo aren't the same. Voodoo is a practice of their slaves. And that's true. So yeah, they're talking about the difference between hoodoo and voodoo, which voodoo is an actual religion out of Benin, practiced out of Benin, Africa. It is still being practiced today. It is a spiritual order. Hoodoo is something that was practiced by the enslaved. We got over here, we still had the knowledge. We didn't have everything that we were used to. So we used what we got. We're very intelligent people. We use what we had available to us here to keep that that spirituality going on. They're not the same. They're not the same. And I don't like it when people actually, try to cross things together, but they're not. So one of the things that I've gotten to do, and I'll share with you, I do it every Sunday. Try to do it every Sunday if I'm not working. But there's the washing of the hands. I love doing this. I've noticed stuff happening when I wash my hands. You wash your hands with sea salt and cinnamon. The sea salt is to remove the negativity and protection, and the cinnamon is also to bring in abundance and prosperity. I love washing my hands, and I love putting some cinnamon in my hands and opening my door and blowing the cinnamon into my house. So I blow
Okay.
3 times, one for not protection, abundance and prosperity, for love, and also for, I forgot what the other one, I guess health and vitality. I just blow it in, and I do it every Sunday. And I realize it, to me, it makes sense. That's just for me.
Yeah.
But um,
Sounds
everybody keeps cinnamon in their household, and everybody has some form of salt. It doesn't have to be sea salt. It could be any salt, kosher, pink Himalayan, but it just, I don't know. It just seems like it just sets the tone for everything. So
okay.
that's one of the tips and tricks that I've learned that I like doing. Somebody on TikTok said every first of the month and every new moon. Everybody's different. I like doing every Sunday. So yeah, first of the month. So first of the month and new moon, and also every Sunday. That's just something that I like to do. This is interesting. I have to say, being on 2 different platforms. Now I'm in the 6. Oh my goodness gracious, Lord in heaven. I don't know what they're talking about. But go ahead, Mama Evelyn. I know you're about to say something.
No, I just wanted to say that, usually when my daughter's father calls me, I know it's going to be at least a 2.5-hour conversation. But so he called New Year's Eve night. And we had a long conversation because I want, for some reason, I want a picture of his biological father, because that's the one that was in the Purple Gang. And
Purple
then
women.
the Purple Gang, the organized crime here in Detroit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Our Al Capone, Detroit Al Capone. Think about it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
And found out a little bit more about his grandmother. She was the sweetest. She reminds me of your mom and your aunt, Queen Aduni, because I never saw them get angry. I never heard them raise their voice. They were always mellow.
Mhm.
And that's the way she was. And she was married to this man and had children by him. And so I found out, I don't know how much you know about the East Side, but that church right there where you go down Forest and where it splits off to Cadillac. So you're either going up to Warren or Gratiot, or you're going over to Mac. There's a church right there.
Mhm.
Found out she was into metaphysical stuff long before it was popular, back in the 40s and 50s. And this is what she instilled in Michael. And I vaguely remember him talking about speaking things into existence and all of that when we first kind of got together. Because the story is I was their babysitter. He was 6. He had a younger brother, 5, and an older brother. Or was he the oldest? I think he was the oldest. So it's 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, and 6. Couldn't stand them. They were the 3 Stooges. That's what I call them, the 3 Stooges. And so like fast forward 10 years and he's like 16, 17. And he's like right here in my face messing with me. So that's how Sheena got here. Okay.
Wow.
And so just found out that his grandmother did astral projection. This is what that church
Ooh.
was about.
Nice.
And I love that lady. Dang, now I wish I had been around her a lot more, because, I would have learned this stuff sooner. But yeah, so he was saying he knew that he was going to have, that Sheena was coming into his life, because then he told me how hard of a time they had having their first child, him and his wife. And I said, I think I went through all that, but yeah, so he grew up with this stuff. So he
Wow.
manifested being in Georgia, having the wife, having the big house, owning property, not having to work for anybody. He manifested all that.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, do you remember Mama Evelyn when we met and started? Because we started with I call it spiritual. At the time, it was spiritual university because I was with Queen Afua, and I was with another sacred sister that was teaching us some principles. And I remember I had like it was 5 books. I felt like I was in spiritual university because I was diving deep in into stuff all at once. But do you remember the book? What is it? What is it? Rich Beyond My Wild, or You Can Have It All. Was it Rich Beyond My Wildest Dreams? Rich Beyond Your Wildest Dreams.
I think so, yeah.
So it's this book called Rich Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. And actually, I think I might do this today. It had the author in that book had you get a plain size notebook. And on the first page, he had you write out everything that you wanted, everything that you want. The car, the house, the type of man, woman that you want, vacation, whatever. And then you have to flip a couple of pages in and actually write distinctively exactly what you want. I want a new car. Okay, what kind of car is that? Black Ford Fusion. What is it? You write down everything that you want in that car. Every house, everything that you want in that house. And everything. And I remember doing that. And Sheila might probably remember around this time too, because that's when I think it was funny. I put down I wanted a printer. I needed a wireless printer. And in the ad, because I was living at the loft at the time, and the ad showed up this wireless printer for like $60. And at the time, getting a wireless printer for $60 was a damn good deal. And it was at the Staples, which is now the GFC off of Jefferson. I didn't have a car, but I remember walking, because we didn't have a car back then, walking from the loft over to that Staples to buy that wireless printer. But on that list was that wireless printer. And it was like, whoa. I remember, I can testify, almost a lot of stuff in that book that I wrote down actually manifested. I actually met a guy that had the car that I wanted, that I ended up driving, but it wasn't my car. But still, it was the same exact car. It was like, wait a minute, okay. And so that's why I see how powerful it is to actually write stuff down and then also go back and there's nothing wrong with being specific about what it is that you want. I want to go on a 5-star all resort vacation to Jamaica, completely paid for 5 days. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with being that specific, because the universe, to my understanding, the universe hears exactly what we want. It also hears what we want and what we don't want. So we have to be careful about making sure that we focus on just what we want.
Yes,
because it doesn't hear the word don't. So if you say I don't want, it doesn't hear that. It just says I want. It just hears I want this. And then that's why all that negativity, all that negative shows up, because it shows up because all it hears is what it just hears. I want this, I want that. It doesn't hear don't. So you have to focus. I desire this, I desire this, I desire this, I desire this outcome, and keep it positive and focused. And that's the part, is keeping it positive and focused. Now with that notebook, I remember just writing everything out and then just putting it aside and forgetting it. I forgot, and it wasn't until stuff started showing up, I had to go back to be like, wait a minute, this showed up. Oh,
wow.
So I'm like, yeah, it's time to get back into that, because a lot of people will say, I have some people to be like, okay, well, that's not logical. It's not meant to be logical.
Right.
And it also means that you don't stop doing your work. You don't stop going to work. You don't stop doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you do put it out. You don't leave things out to chance. You do put it out there exactly what you want and how you want it.
Yes.
And sit back and watch it manifest. Like, seriously, I want to hear some manifestations of stories of the past from you guys. Like,
I have one I want to share.
Go ahead.
One thing, coming to the east side, because we presently live on the east side, and my desire is to meet people in this area that I could befriend and, go have tea with or something, right? So what happened on New Year's Eve was very interesting. I went to Myers, and I walked in, and the greeter said, "Are you Breland's mom?" And I was like, and I didn't recognize her right away. I was like, yeah, I'm Breland's mom. I went in to talk to her and she said, oh, I was like, what's your name again? And she was like, I'm, Mariana. And I was like, we used to live in the same apartment on the east side. Her mother and her stayed in one and I stayed in another apartment. So I said, oh my goodness. And she's grown now because she's 20, the same age as my son. And I said, oh my goodness. So I was so glad to see her. And I was like, it's just a very nice moment. Because then when I was going out of the store, she was still there. She said, can I give you a hug? I was like, oh yeah, girl, come on, give me a hug, right? But it was very nice because I told her too, I said, I'm going to tell Breland I saw you because they were in the elementary school together. And she said, oh, I talk to him all the time. I was on Twitter or something or whatever they do, some social media, they connect already. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I get her number and I said, you know what? One thing I thought about was actually inviting her to come to the Elizabeth because, she's a young lady and I would love for her to gain knowledge about life, and everything. So thanks for giving me time to share that. That was monumental for me. So in regards to manifestation, that's someone, once I find out if she lives on the east side, maybe I can connect with her, and visit and she can visit me. So yeah, that was nice.
Grand Rising, Lakeisha, I see you. And Grand Rising to Amara.
Grand Rising, ladies. It's so good to be here. I found it, my spirit was like, you need to get on with these powerful women the second day of the year. So I'm glad to be here and listening.
Awesome. And I just wanted to mention you because I saw you. I was like, Lakeisha's here. Grand Rising.
Yeah, and I want to welcome our new guest, Teresa. She's part of the Course in Miracles. She's one of the team members over there. Yay. And this is her first day. She did listen to a couple of the
Hello.
Of the
hello, Teresa.
Archives. Yeah. So this is her first day actually showing up with us. So
Grand Rising, ladies.
Grand Rising.
I was invited by Queen Aduni and Star, and I'm so grateful to be here. It's so much moving forward, and what we discussed this morning already has shown up, like the relationship that exists here was seen before she had obviously some kind of vision. Yes. What you were speaking about, Blooming Lotus, and manifestation, and here we are.
Yes.
Ashe.
Thank you.
And I'm thinking about Sister Lakeisha. I'm just going to give you guys a little PSA because my spirit is just being like, because I'm experiencing it now. All of us that's on here, and even if they watch the archives, we're on a journey where we're going to elevate, especially being both spiritually and especially as in business. We attract the positive, but we also you are going to get the negative as well. And over the weekend, I got a lot of the last time, Lakeisha, when you was on, you was talking about how somebody got in your inbox and was like, I got a message for you. I got so many of that this past weekend that it was like, you know what? I'm not playing for it. I'm not going for the okie doke. As your light goes out there, it does attract, some interesting things. And it's like, you just have to be wise enough to be like, I respectfully decline. Short little story. I had a white woman named Queen Elizabeth who practiced voodoo come into my inbox telling me that my ancestors sent her with a message.
Well,
no, that's not how this works. That's not how none of this works. And I just blocked her. I just started blocking people. Just block, no explanation, just block, because first of all, I know I'm building an audience, but I don't know you. And even if I know, I would probably rather have somebody, one of my sisters, one of you guys come to me than someone who I don't know. So it's like, no. I know sometimes when we get into situations, we have a little vibrations. So we all like issues, you know, but that's not how that works. So just watch out because they out there. They gonna come, people come based upon, I'm noticing based upon your vibration. So if you're vibrating high spiritually, they show up spiritually. If you're vibrating, if you're giving vibes out there that you're lonely, that you're sad, that you're depressed, then for a woman, it's gonna be a man that try to come in and be like, hey, I can be your friend, usually it's some Nigerian type situation. It's like, what? If you're a man, it's like all these women are gonna come in and be like, I can be your friend for this price here, I can do that again. You have to raise your vibration. You also got to know what exactly you're putting out there because people feed off what you're putting out there. So just consciously watch it. You know what I'm saying? Positive. And I know sometimes we're not gonna be positive all the time. We're human. We have our ups, we have our downs, we have our lows, but you have to watch the presence that you're putting out there on social media and then watch who's coming to you. Because I had a lovely sister come in and give me she read me. And I was like, still, no, thank you, because I don't know you. Come to find out, the real sister showed up. Somebody cloned her page and was using her clone page to, scam other people. But,
wow.
But the real person, I caught her live and everything, and she was like, look, I would never come into your inbox talking about you got to come and get a reading from me. So you have to use your discernment when it comes to, and just watch out because they're out there. People do clone people's pages and they do go after people. And that's on all social media platforms. I mean, how many of you last year during the pandemic, last year got a page closed and they was like, have you heard the good news? The government's giving out this government grant, for food and everything like that. You feel like, I just talked, I say nothing. That's because that person's page got cloned. So it does happen. And it's like, just watch out. And if you have really good friends like me, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you come in my inbox, I'll call you, be like, hey, Evelyn, did you just send me a message? No. Okay, well, you might need to just go contact Facebook. I think your page got cloned. That's it. Once you do that and give it to them and let them handle it, they will go and actually disable that page. Now, it's not a big thing. It's not huge. It's just something that happens. And like I said, I know none of you guys will ever call me talking about or inbox me when it comes to money about something like that. Queen of Junior gonna call me, hey, guess what? I'm like, what? So I'm like, just watch out for it, because as you shine your light, as more people see it, more people are gonna go out there and they, unfortunately, there's people that pry on that. You just gotta just be ahead of the game of it, especially as we get more popular, as we get more successful, as we become, the millionaires of our dreams. You know what the song says, I got 99 problems, but ish ain't one. Yeah, people start coming after you. So imagine you're doing this right now. Imagine we blow up. It's gonna be a whole lot. You gotta hire somebody to handle that. Like, you just handle that, because that ain't
Right.
So I'm just giving them
Also, if I may
people have
piggyback on that.
come into
A lot of,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You have to watch out also because, people know that you're in business. They know you want grants. You're looking for these grants and different things like that. So you will have people. I've had several people come into my inbox about PPA and the PPP loans and SBA. And things look really, really real. And you give them the information. Then they say, if they get you this loan, the grant, then they want some money behind it. So you have to watch out for that and make sure when people reach out to you that you go to their page. And a lot of times when you go to their page, they haven't been on Facebook long. You look and see how many photos that they have. If they only have 4 or 5 photos, then probably that it's a scam. Look and see how many friends do they have? How many photos do they have? If they don't hardly have any photos, they may have it on or their kids. Another thing, like she said about the men are looking for lonely women who are lonely, different things. And they're going to put their kid on there, and their wife passed away, and they're going to put a picture of their kid, just to get money out of you later on in the long run, talk about their problems and different things like that for you to send money. I remember my my grandmother, my adopted grandmother, because my mother adopted this lady and she called her mom. That she ended up, and they'd be foreigners. Most of the time they're overseas, they're foreigners, and they reaching out. And he used to be asking her for money, like really asking her for money. And my mother really couldn't really talk to her. So you really do have to be careful about these people, these Nigerians, these Africans. They are searching for US women, trying to get over here, and they're also for you to send them money. So please do be careful.
Lakeisha,
These long term.
I'm gonna piggyback off. It's not just that there are whole organizations that work it out. They are working together to scam. Period. I don't know how many of you also got like phantom text messages from people. I'm John Smith and I just won $1 billion. I want to help you out and everything. How did you get my number? Who is you? Like, how many of you have ever been like in a low vibrational, I don't want to use the word broke, but it's like your funds are like temporary been affected. And you're just sitting there, you're like, oh my God, and all of a sudden you get a text message talking about, well, I run the lottery and I want to help you guys out. No, they people can sense stuff just starts to show up, and and then be like, well, text this person your information to do this, or text this person. The latest thing on Facebook is winning, I'm gonna send you money through Cash App, but you got to pay this Cash App clearance fee. Cash App doesn't have a clearance fee. You just send money. Like, why am I sending you money to send me money? That don't make no sense. So like I said, watch out what you post. You don't be posting out there, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm lonely. Which you may really be sad, depressed, and lonely, but somebody's out there watching you to try to pry on that. So it's like, yeah, just don't. Most of the stuff you see me post is all about positivity. I have my moments, I go through my stuff, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, don't come for me talking about, oh, I'm here to help and all this. No, It doesn't work like that. Just know that there's, for all the good that there is out there, there's people waiting to just And like I said, nobody's spiritual. You're gonna get a message from somebody that you know quicker than you something from a stranger. Just realize it. It's gonna come from somebody that you know within your own circle, rather somebody you ain't never met before. So I'm just
I don't know. I don't know, because throughout my years, I think that I know my experience, God used to talk to me through other people. And I don't know if it's because my life would be so busy that, I didn't really understand it to where I can't receive him. It will always be somebody who I wouldn't know to speak into my life or to speak things to me that I know it had to come from God, because wouldn't nobody else know anything about it. Like, for example, I remember I was working at the bank, at Chase Bank, and this lady, she came to me. She had a gift. Her pastor didn't really want her to do her gift because she was just new to her gift. She was new to forming her gift. So he wanted her, I guess, to be really careful, because if you don't really know, people can drain your energy, drain you if you're not spiritually aware of your gift or how to pretty much use your gift, as I found out. But this woman came and spoke into my life. And I knew it had to be because I had this railing. I had a new house. I was taking care of my grandmother. And this railing used to get on my nerves because it needed to be fixed. It wasn't totally, but I wanted this railing to be fixed. And she told me, quit worrying about that railing. That railing is not nothing. I need you to concentrate on raising your kids, raising your children, your boys. And so for her to talk about this railing, I never told anything about this railing that get on my nerves. And a lot of times it would be somebody who I didn't know, but it would be in person. It wouldn't be somebody calling me up on the phone or coming on my Instagram, none of that. It will always be face to face, a stranger. It would never be like a friend or a girlfriend. So I don't know about that, but I know that they will always speak something that nobody else would know about. And to me, that was my confirmation.
I agree with you. I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen from even strangers, but I remember, you have to watch out. There are people out here, even out here before social media. There's this one old woman, the Target over in Dearborn, that at one point when I was at vibration at my lowest, would come to me and would be like, I got a message for you. I'm a spiritual healer. I can help you out with this, blah, 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 blah. Here's the message. But in order for me to do this work, I remember he keep talking about these 7-foot candles. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And at the time, I didn't have the money to pay for nobody to do anything. So it's like, I appreciate the message, but let me go on about my business. Why do I go into the same, maybe 4 or 5 years later, this woman is still pulling the same scam at the same Target and told me the same exact story, same thing, didn't realize you didn't talk to me five years ago saying the same exact thing. But I've had people come to me that I didn't know that gave me messages as well. And it's like, I'm just letting you know this is a message. And that's that. They go on about their business. They're not asking for you to follow them or for them to do work for you or do anything extra. I'm just saying, just watch out. Just be careful, because as we grow and elevate, people are going to, they're going to come. They're going to come. And
We have
just have to-
Jackie, Danyelle that has
Jackie.
signed up.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey,
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hi.
Hey. I just want to add to the conversation. Just something to be aware of. First of all, I think it's important to, obviously, that's why you use discernment. Like when people come to you or anything comes to you, you just ask God, is this you? And just have your connection with God that's strong.
Yeah.
But I think something that's kind of funny is that I play Words with Friends. Like, I'm addicted. I've been doing this for years. Oh my God. Okay, so we gotta play. Oh my God. So I love it so much. It's like a Scrabble game online. And like you have different levels. So like I'm at level 30 right now. And what I notice is a lot of, especially men, they come in and they want to play with you. And you see that they're at level 1. It's like, nope, that's like one of those men that's just trying to like, want to play with you. And then they'll try to text you within the game and say hello. So I'll play because I'll just play. And as soon as they say hello, I'm just blah, blah. But it's like, as soon as you see that one, you know what it is. And they always take good pictures. They have a fake picture, I'm sure. And they put like really handsome pictures of themselves, someone else. So just something else to be aware of. Looking forward to playing with you, sister teachers.
Okay. Oh yeah, just watch out. For me, I don't know what it is, but I'm getting these young, I still call them young boys. I'm sorry. You may be in your 20s, but you're still young to me. And it's just this persistence in the message. I want to be your friend. I don't want to be friends with you. I mean, I'll come on here for business. We can have a conversation here and there. Or can you talk to me? No, I respectfully decline. If I say I respectfully decline and you still come after me, I block you. I'm like, I don't have time to play games. I've come here to learn on this platform, to share on this platform. I don't sit there. I don't have time for idle chit chat. I got conferences to help plan and events to plan and all this other stuff. And no, you could be a good friend and influence. No, I'm not here. Bye. But that's just a PSA to watch out for. I just want to shift gears because it's almost 9 o'clock. I do want us to get our pen and papers together because we're going to think big. Like for us, big, I know we got the Elizabeth Conference. That's big.
And we have Mama Evelyn has her hand up and Star has her hand up as well. We want to hear from them.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate about because my Facebook has been every once in a while, someone will message me something and I'll read it and I'm like, this isn't them. And then I go on there and I say, you know who I am. If you know who I am, this is a scam. So, and then I'm getting messages from like, engineers in some other country, wanting to say hi or no, thank you. Or now, what is it? The new thing, the hospice wife. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Oh yeah. older men looking for a wife to take care of them because they sick and they ain't got no kids or any relatives to take. So they looking for to smooth you into, being their partner. And then, because
Oh, well, yeah,
yeah.
I haven't heard of that, but I can see that because especially amongst older Black men,
Yeah.
you know what? People don't think about what happens when you get in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and you've never been married, never tried to get married, and you don't have that partner or that spouse to take care of you. I do know that's a huge issue within the caregiving situations that people don't have that spousal support that you normally would if you got married and you've been with somebody for like 30, 40, 20 some odd years.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're at the end of life and it's like, they have to rely on the hospital staff or the care because they have nobody to take care of. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Sad, but I'm like, that's what you need to think about, now,
Yeah, because my best friend can't. I guess the guy she was seeing, but he was more of he wants to start his ministry and be a minister, and she's like, okay, I'm not a minister's wife or girlfriend, so don't look this way. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to be your second in command. I got things I'm doing, So it's like, it's
sorry,
dating.
you wanted to join in? Yes, somebody said one day you have to go to the hospital and you want help. That's true. Not even go to the hospital. You want to have help with you want to have somebody not just help you out at home and care for you, but also be your advocate. There's the paperwork that you go through in the hospital. There's choices and different things that not just let me serve you and help you and everything like that. You got the whole scape of it all. And I'm like, to not have somebody there to navigate through all that while you're sick. Oh no, but like I said, this is stuff you need to start thinking about in your 30s and your 40s when it's like, okay, settling down is not okay, I'm just with this person for the rest of my life. I'm with this person through the thick of it, the thin of it. It's a definitely being married to me is definitely, I know it's a business transaction, it's a lawful contractual, and there are benefits that go along with that. Well, yeah, like having somebody there to help you navigate through all this. But it's like if you want, you could be a player all your life if you want to. Go ahead. But when you get sick, that's a whole different story. Go ahead, Star.
I just wanted to share, it was an episode I saw on television where, about posting your whole life and everybody knows what you're doing and where you are. And this woman, her husband was in the military, so they knew he was overseas. And she was not home and she's somewhere on some resort posting everything that she's doing and posting pictures. So everybody knows that there's nobody home. So these people are robbing her home. They're living there while they're robbing her home because they know nobody's there. So you just got to be careful about what you post and what you let people know.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb to that is
careful.
Post afterwards. Post after. If you're at the music hall, unless you're performing, because you want people to know you're performing, but if you're just a guest, post when you're leaving. That way, if somebody trying to track you or something like that, they get there, you gone. If you're on vacation, be present on your vacation. Take all the pictures and videos that you're doing while you're on vacation, and then post that stuff when you get home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that also tricks and confuses people because it's like, oh, no, just enjoy what you're doing. And then I had people that did that all the time. They will post afterwards. That way, and then you don't let everybody know, okay, I'm at the gym, I'm at the grocery store, I'm doing this. Sometimes there's too much sharing. You don't have to let everybody know your last and every move. Yeah, just be conscious about what you're doing. I'm enjoying, but like I said, post afterwards. That way, that would keep people tripped and confused. So we got 2 minutes before that 9 o'clock hour, and I think we're gonna start our meditation and our journaling, our writing pages at the 9 o'clock hour. 1 o'clock, we got 1 minute. So I just wanted to do this so we can not miss that 9 o'clock posting. And
I
yeah,
just want to throw in this about this conversation that we're having, that my rule of thumb is like what Lakeisha was saying. Everything that comes to me, it has to be a confirmation. God can speak to me first. And if there's not a confirmation, I put it on the shelf. If it's something that maybe I'll set this over here in this basket. And then if that comes up, I can remember, oh yeah, so-and-so said this. But if it comes from, and it can come from God used a donkey, an ass to tell, because you won't listen to this, you won't listen to that. It can come from a song on the TV, on the radio. It can come from, all kind of different, but God will speak to me first. I will have an inkling of this. I'm not going to be scared of anything, because that's not God, to be fearful of something. So, and the other thing is, I did have someone come, and I'm just sharing information because I really liked this and respected this guy. And then I asked him a personal question. My husband, because I know he wasn't trying to pray, he was trying to get information, this thing. And I kept asking, well, where were we last time, or something like that, that only he would know. And I would know that this is not a real, person, a friend of mine. And so then I cut the conversation. But, just ask them personal questions. And if they don't know that, and that they should know this, then that that's not a real person, that is, they're not being authentic. But God He's not going to tell you something out the blue. It should be a confirmation. That's how I judge what comes to me. And if it's not, and I don't care who it is, it could be a prophet, somebody, and I don't care if it does not register to my spirit, I just cut it off. Okay, you can go to the next thing. I just wanted to throw that.
Can I piggyback on one thing? One thing that I know, and I tell my kids and people always, I can't stand people, I can't stand. You need to stop saying that, because a lot of times when God wants to bless you, typically he sends you someone. See, God works through people. He always have through years. We need one another. So most of the time when God want to bless you, he sends someone to bless your life. When you are ready, you know how they say, when you're ready, the teacher will appear, the teacher going to reappear. He works through people. So you do have to have that discernment that one person was saying, because most of the time when God wants to bless you, he sends you someone. And most people don't realize that. But most of the time when he wants to bless you, he sends someone to help bless your life. He sends someone to help bless your business. He sends someone to help you with anything that you're going through. That's why I feel like when we have these businesses, that we really have a lot of responsibility, because people are waiting on you. People are waiting on you to get your life together. People are waiting for you to help them and bless them. God is looking for more good people to bless. He's looking for good people that's going to be able to bless other people. We're here. We're blessed to be a blessing. That's because he uses us to help bless other people.
Yeah, and I've had very good friend, anointed like everything, and God would tell them to go to the store. She's so funny. She said, girl, he told me to go to the store. And then he told me, I remember one, I think it was Val, Auntie Val, Pam, and said, go up and hit the lady in the stomach. And she said, I know you're not telling me, I don't know this lady. I'm going to go up there and hit her. So finally she went up and she hit the lady in the stomach. The woman had cancer. She knocked the cancer out. And she didn't, and like you said, Danyelle, she didn't ask for money. She didn't ask for her to follow her and all that kind of stuff. Got to know that difference. But she just had to be obedient to what was said. When Danyelle tells the story of the lady that's sitting in the salon and says, come here. and begins to read his life, and then now he's living that life. So it's just about being sensitive to the Holy Spirit, to what is and what is not real. And if it is, you know, so I'm just saying, just look for the confirmation. And if not, just set it on the side. And then if you feel like this is not God, then of course, respond in the way that you are led to respond in that way.
So one of the things that I would say to all of that is when we say our prayers, to make sure that we pray for protection. And that's also protection from, what is it? I usually say all hurt, harm, and danger. Protection from anyone that may do, anyone that doesn't have my goodwill, that doesn't have my good, what's what I'm trying to say? They don't have
Your
Best
best.
interest.
my best interest, right? Protect me from people that don't have my best interest.
Discernment.
Discernment.
Yeah.
So just pray for discernment. Pray for protection and pray for discernment, so that type of stuff that even come your way. Because there are people where it's like, you know, people are always going to be attracted to you. That the people who I'm meant to help and the people who are meant to help me are attracted to me. We have to speak things into existence. And that's something I've been thinking about more and more so in my prayers, because I know I have not been praying as much as I should be. It's just changing the direction, how our prayers go. Because I know as a child, you know, it was like we always ask God for this, that, and the other. Now that we're actually speaking things into existence, it's like my prayers are turning more so into thank yous for things as if they already came to pass, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not asking God for this. I'm thanking him as though it's already happened. I'm thanking him for the renewal of, you know, certain relationships. I'm thanking him for the income coming in. I'm thanking him for situations being taken care of and handled. It's a shift in mindset, because if I'm speaking things into existence, it seemed like when I was growing up, it seemed like I hate to say it, it seemed like when we're taught to pray, with almost something like we're talking to beg. You know, please, Lord, help me with this. Please help me please, please, please. But it's like when you get into the manifestation, it's like, this is going to happen. You know, I am, that's where that I am comes in. I have to remind myself that I am a powerful leader, that I am a creatress. I am healed. I am, what is it? For me is I do complete follow through and complete my works. I am is so powerful. And now I'm starting to go back to have conversations with God. And I realize my conversation with God doesn't have to be so formal. It could be like, God, you know what? I thank you for this happening. I'm thankful for, you know, one of the things that happened to me is I manifested a 4-foot tree for Christmas. I wanted a tree. I thought about it. I said, hey, I would like to have a tree. And all of a sudden the tree shows up. Like it happens just like that. And I'm sorry, I have people joining on Grand Rising. And then just be powerful enough to realize that the words that are coming your mouth, that is happening. Like, I'm trying to think right now. The biggest thing for me is that my credit score is at 700. It can happen. It happened once before. It's going to happen again. My finances we need to start praising God for the finances that we are. And not that it's coming, we need to start acting as if it's already here. I thank you that my bank account has got the six figure income in there. I thank you that my bank account is in the positive. What are some of the things that you're manifesting this year? And what are some of the big things for me? Big for me is I'm traveling 4 times this year. These are the vacations that I want. I'm having my own personal solo vacation. I'm having a vacation. That's when you go off with your bae. I'm having a family vacation, and I'm having another one. I can't think of what it is, but I'm going on some trips this year. And I'm going on, when the cruises that I want to go on this year, I want ocean view estate rooms. And that includes everything with the airfare and everything else. Like, I'm just putting it out there. I'm traveling 4 times a year. And that's that. With good accommodations, because I'm bougie, so I like I like the finer things in life. So I know that's out there, and I know I'm acting as if it's already happening. And everything that goes along with that, the wardrobe, the money to travel, everything is there. Those are going to happen. That's just it. What are some of your big things that you're manifesting this year?
And you writing them down, right? Because it's power in write. I don't know what it is about writing it down. It is biblical. You write it down, you are going to manifest. Write it all the time, not just one time. Write it on a regular basis. So many wonderful things happened for me in 2022 because I was constantly writing it down, repeating the same thing. It's power
You know,
in
I
writing it
write it
down. I
down.
don't know what it makes manifest.
For me, writing it down once puts it out there. The next step after that for me is visualization, manifest, visualizing it and feeling as though I'm already there, seeing
Yes.
seeing what I want, seeing how I'm traveling, seeing me at the airport, seeing me buying these clothes, and just having that bringing upon that feeling of joy, of happiness, of excitement,
Yes.
and feeling it.
Yes.
So, that's why I like my vision boards, and I know I'm going to do a vision board workshop this month. The vision boards, I can sit with a glass of wine and a white candle and the music and actually look at everything and manifest it. So I'm the type of person, for me, and this works for me. I write it down once. I say it out. I'll say it out once. I'm thinking and I'm praying and I'm thanking God that it's already come to pass. And then I'm feeling it. I'm feeling I'm on the beach. If that means I need to go to YouTube and put on, one of the things I want to go to Jamaica, if I need to put on YouTube and Jamaican beach and have, the beach waves, listening to the beach waves and the Jamaican music in the background and just sit there, even if it's only for 5 minutes, just sit there and imagining myself on the beach, imagining, that perfect romantic date with my partner, imagining. It's something about imagining. It's something about the creativity, and it's something as adults we tend to lose because we don't get a chance to play enough. That's why I love Mama Het. I love her energy. I love that, let's sit down and play. Let's sit down and color. Let's sit down and get those creative juices going. I love Mama Evelyn because we sit down creating something. I swear, you come up with a new creative project every time I turn around, it's something. I still got my banner that I need to do. So it's like sitting down and creating, we don't do that enough. So I'm like, I write it down maybe once or twice. I speak it out into existence. And then I'm putting myself in that feeling. And it's like, you know what? Baths are good for that too. That's another one. The sitting down in a good bath, meditating while you're bathing. It's something about being relaxed and meditating, envisioning that brings that manifestation even more.
Those are the tools. She's just named the tools. Yes, the feeling it, the speaking it, and the visualization. Those are really key to be properly aligned with your source being. Because there's only 3 things that you have to do. One is to speak it. That's job number 1 is on you to speak what it is that you want. Number 2, it's not on you. The God and universe is going to start putting it together for you as soon as you ask for it. It's because you got to ask for what it is that you want. Step 3 is back on you, where you have to be properly aligned with your source being so that you can receive everything that you asking God for. So that means you can't be jealous of people. You can't be backbiting. You can't be in unforgiveness. You can't be in any of that to be properly aligned with your source being. And it would truly, truly come to pass. Truly come to pass.
I have to tell you a funny story. And Star went walking one day and she found this rock, like a rock. And when she came in, it was so beautiful. So I said, oh, I want one like that. And so anyway, she was saying where she found it and all that stuff down. So she said, well, when I go again, I'm gonna, I know where the area is, so I'll pick it up. Well, she didn't find one like that. It was, and I said, well, you gotta find one because so I won't covet yours. Because coveting is sin. So she's found one that's like the cousin to it and stuff, you know. Anyway, that just reminded me, you know, when you said line yourself up, I said, find one so I won't be coveting yours. So the other day she found one that was like a cousin to it. This one, and it's this because of the way it's cut and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it was just funny because I was just, you know, you gotta find one so I won't be coveting yours. And every time I see hers, I pick it up. I got the cousin to it, so that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So you want to go on into what the our assignment is, Danyelle?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to see if you got your notes and everything. I want to do like you can put on some music too. I want us to write for about a good 3 minutes. I want to do the I've seen something with Steve Harvey. He was like, come up with 300 things. And I'm like, oh wow, that's not to be 300, but what big, because there's a TikTok meme where it'd be like, there's this guy, I don't know if he's a crackhead or not, but he's giving out advice and he was like, dream big, bitch. You know, I need you to think bigger, just big, you know? And so I want us to write for about 3 minutes, everything that you want to manifest this year. And then we're not going to put anything else to it, but what do you want to manifest? Like I said, my thing is 4 trips this year with the clothes, with the money, with all the travel expenses, everything taken care of. I think the 4th one is I want to go to Disney. I know that as an adult, or not just Disney, I want to do a Florida trip, Disney, Busch Gardens, Universal Studios, because I've never been and I want to go. So if you can you put on some music for us? And I want you to write out what it is that you want this year. Everything, anything, and nothing is too big or too small. Just write it out. Just let it flow and write it out.
Okay. I have
You know, give us 5 minutes. Let's go to 9:21.
Okay.
Now you'll put on some music for us? Awesome. definitely took me someplace. Was that Beyond?
Yeah, it's on the album. Mm-hmm.
So that's Philip,
It-
Queen Aduni's husband. Philip is an excellent keyboardist, key player, and that was from his album Beyond.
Called Atmospheric.
Oh, I like that. I'm probably gonna, after the show, I will play that when I go into meditation. I was
That
like,
was very nice. Yes.
I can't wait for when it's actually released so I can release it out into the world. Because if you know anything about me, I love supporting Black artists. I love supporting anything Black owned, Black artists, Black everything. And yeah. So what did we come up with, ladies? What jumped out at your spirit? What did you write down? What is it? Some of the things that you want to accomplish this year?
Okay, this is Deidre. Let's see, for me, I want to secure a new counselor for our counseling business.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have been blessed last year, to get over 100 new clients. So, and it's very, I know,
Yes.
I'm thankful. But it's been taxing on my husband. He's a counselor. So we're looking to get someone else new on board to assist in taking some of those clients. So it won't be so much for him. And in addition, I want to create weekly videos that I can begin to share on social media in regards to the counseling practice, because he's specific. He deals with ACT, and it stands for acceptance and commitment therapy. And so I want to help him with videos in regards to ACT, so it can really advertise for him, because it's a powerful tool. So those are a couple things for me.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Anyone else?
Okay, I'm back. I just had to go get a drink of water.
Mama Evelyn?
Yeah,
Uh-oh, she's sneezing. Bless
for
you.
me, there's three: higher vibration, and in that is less judgment,
Mhm.
presence in the now, letting go consciously. You know, holding on to old stuff, and then in hindsight realizing that that's what I'm doing. I want a faster reaction to consciously letting go.
Mhm.
So that brings my vibration higher. And self-love, and in that the understanding is satisfaction with all of the beauty that exists within me,
Mhm.
and parts of me that I have not accepted physically. Making space for more self-love so that it is extended. And beyond that is extension as opposed to projection. And all of my judgment and acceptance of humanity as a whole. Yeah, that's three of the things that I, as opposed to something physically, a request. It's all just spiritual, more higher vibration.
Ashe. Ashe. Thanks for sharing, Teresa. Anyone else?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely, my commitment to A Course in Miracles, Omni, Reverend
Oh, my.
Omani,
Mhm.
Grace. Yeah, called me out on my shit.
She'll do that.
Yeah. Cause I don't, and she told me what blocked me from being on that call Friday night. Cause I totally thought the Burning Bowl was Saturday for some reason. And when I came in here and saw that Star had called me and had texted me, I was like, and it was 9 or so. I was so upset with myself, but she called me out on it. I said, yes, I am committed to change my, she told me it was my ego. I was like, really? I'm edging God out? Oh my gosh. I never would have thought that, but yeah, so definitely committing to A Course in Miracles. I have it on my calendar, written for every Thursday for the next year. I'm ready. And I will be there Friday. I had to season my cauldron because I didn't realize you was well, I did. You're supposed to season cast iron stuff. So I had to season my cast iron. Anyway.
What does that mean?
It means, well, what I saw on YouTube, you wash it the first time with soap and water, dry it off really good, and then you
Boil it.
coat it with oil.
You
And you
season
put
it.
it
You're
in,
you're
yeah,
tempering.
yeah,
So you're
whatever
tempering.
oil, yeah, and you put it in the
so you can-
oven.
Right. So it can use the what is it? The heat.
Yeah,
Once you season it once, you really don't have to. Once you
Yeah.
temper it once, you don't have to temper it again.
right. So that's something you should do with all of them. And so yeah, so I did that yesterday. Anyway, perfect health and flexibility, dance, dance, dance. Healthy kitchen and family, total home renovation and upgrade, 500 square foot art studio in the rear, total peaceful landscaping, a Chevy Equinox black.
Yes.
Right.
Wait, what year? What year?
Ooh, I gotta put the year. I would like maybe like a 2020.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to
How
be.
about running, Mama Evelyn? Running,
Run it.
Yes.
running.
Online Zoom classes,
Yes.
residual
Yeah.
income. Yeah, I did upload my first YouTube video. One
Yay.
of the ones. Yeah, well, I took one of the ones that I had and I said, yeah, this is good.
Yes.
It's a little short 15-minute, yeah.
You gotta put the link in so we can support you, and by watching it, sharing it, and sharing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how
So
Yeah.
I give you what the link, what my name is for you to find it. Is that what it is?
actually, the video itself, if you go to your video and put down share, it will actually create a share link. It will give you the link that you can put right here in the chat. And that way we'll get the link. We can go directly to that video and support you.
Okay.
Or put it into WhatsApp.
Yeah, put it in
Okay.
WhatsApp.
You're not doing it right now. You can put
Okay.
it so that you have time to do it,
Okay.
put it in there. That's great. Anything else?
Yeah, just unblocking that ego. We're gonna get that under control.
I'll say. Anyone else want to share?
I'll share.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are the things I am manifesting in 2023? One, to be stronger and higher in God, to be completely free in 23. Everything that may have me bound and still chained. For my mind to be unburdened from every illusion, to be able to hear God's voice more clearer than I already do, to go to Niagara Falls, both on the Canada side and the New York side, my own new car, a Jeep, my own home, and the last one is to know without even the shadow of a doubt that I have unlimited resources. And I want to share this morning. I had a breakthrough. I let go of something that was actually a root and it has been uprooted. So that was a very heavy chain, and it's gone, and I feel so free. And I just wanted to share that.
I say. Thank you. Anyone else? Come on with it, ladies. Come on. Speak it so it can be. We agree. Well, that being said, I will speak mine. I want, so this year I am successfully creating the Elizabeth Conference, the Family Business Conference, Expo, the Music Symposium, and working with my husband with his music awareness program. And then I want 3 definite vacations, one with just my husband and I, one with Fame and my children, you know, my grandchildren, and well, I had 3, and cruises. I love cruises because you don't have to worry about your food. Everything is there, cruises. Africa. I want to do more pampering for myself. And I need new clothes. I need a car and a home, a new house. And the Everette-Hale performances, that's the new music that I, you know, produced over the COVID time. And I will be performing that at the Elizabeth Conference. I want to create wonderful, beautiful relationship with my granddaughter and my goddaughter, Cinnamon and Tashima, who are both grown. So I want to help young people, male and female, because I think that once they become grown, when they get 18, they start making all these decisions. So young people between 18 and 29, basically, because they're making choices, they get into debt, they have to decide what they're going to do with their life, they start having babies, all of that. And I want them to have someone that can listen to them, that has wisdom, that's not judgmental over them, and they can be free to speak and, you know, and have that relationship. And I have another program called Hustle Girl Hustle, and they learn 3 different techniques of life so that no matter where they are in the world, these 3 tools will give them means to make money while they're there. No matter what the situation is, there are 3 things if they learn how to do, they can get out of that situation as far as, you know, making finances. So that, you know, and then just the continued listening and being sensitive to this platform, and Everett's taking it to the next level. And and LEAP, I already know the building. I know what's going to go on in there, and City of Arts, that they just blow up. And with that, I'll be able to do all these other things. And then just the awesome and more sensitive, trusting walk with God. Just trusting, you know, God's my buddy. That's what it is. I'm cool with God.
Judy, can you share with us the 3 things, 3 skills that you want to provide for the youth?
They are, I think if well, I know if a person knows how to, 1, braid hair. You can braid hair with just your fingers. You can part with if you don't even have a comb, you can part with your fingers, your nails, you know. How to create events, because in all businesses and anything, you have to, if you know how to be an event planner, that's another thing. event planner, and secretarial stuff. So secretarial things, you can see event planning, braiding, and the business, you learn social media, all that stuff that comes a part of that. So knowing how to do those three things, you can help anything, because anything that you do is an event. This is an event.
Mhm.
Anything that you do. So if you know how to help somebody do that, you can get hired to do that, or create it yourself. I'm gonna create this event.
Or create, nowadays, people are actually becoming virtual assistants. So you don't even have to step into an office.
Exactly.
Secretarial
Knowing
skills,
how to do that.
yeah, learning having those administration skills, that's how I was able to work with Queen Afua as a virtual assistant. While she was in New York, I was here in Detroit, and there was tasks and everything that I was assigned, I was able to complete virtual. And that virtual assisting is a huge market. Like, you can have somebody help, and they are adding social media onto that as well.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, one of my clients, I actually have a social media client, I get paid just to create wheels for their salon. 'Cause they don't know how to do it. They can't grasp it. So it's like, send me the information, I'll create it. And it's like, you're right, it's a cool side hustle to just sit there and create something for somebody else.
Yep.
So
So it's called Hustle Girl Hustle. Hustle Girl Hustle. Hustle. Create your hustle.
awesome. Well, I'm gonna go. I know I already said I want to go on 4+ vacations, and I actually wrote down the places that I want to go to, and it turns out to be about 7. So yeah, I'm gonna make that happen. For me, it's follow through and completion, because I'll create something, but this year I will follow through and complete. So there is a spiritual summer camp that I want to create for teens, 13 to 19. And then I also want to turn around and take that and do a spiritual boot camp, a spiritual weekend boot camp for women, for grown, adult women. So that'll be like 20 and over, away. Stop it. I have a lot here. I always have a lot. Taking care of more of my health. Want to make sure my A1C gets below 7, naturally. By the grace of God, I was able to find health insurance for free, and I was so blessed to find, because that whole health insurance thing is interesting. But right now, to do that, I want to step more into. So I want to be. I am a successful social media manager, and educate small business owners and business people, consulting and creating and teaching social media. And there's a lot more, but those are my main ones right there. And then definitely spending more time with self-care. For me, is meditation. It's journaling. It's exercising. It's doing the stuff that I like doing to just center around me. So I'm excited about that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Danielle, I wanted to add, like you were saying, my body. Since I've not been eating a lot, because I still puree my food, my weight has been just slowly dropping down, and adding that exercise and being diligent about that. And the meditation, all those things that help, to help me in my body. All of that health and wellness. Yeah. Anyone else?
I think I would like to share one more thing. 2023, I want to be a very loving, kind, and efficient caretaker for my mother-in-law. So that's going to happen coming up in a week. So I'm going to start off making sure that she is happy. Yeah, that's going to be
intention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share? Going once?
I would share, but I can't come on camera. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. And Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. To always do what is pleasing to I am. To improve my communication skills spiritually, mentally, verbally, and actively. To improve my fitness level, that's with exercise and nutrition. To balance my activities with myself, my family, my business, and socially. Keep a blessedly clean house. Increase my income, eliminate debt. When I say eliminate debt, I don't mean not have bills due. I just mean not have any bills past due.
Great.
Have 3 to 4 successful events or fundraisers, and that will be including my participation with the Elizabeth Conference, my last luncheon and conference, and then there's 2 more in there. I want to start my book tour. My book tour is my travel ticket. And I want to move into my new lifetime home through the HUD Keys to Own program. I want to start my car leasing rotation so that every 2 to 3 years I'm in a new car. And I want to be spirit focused and loving in all things. That's mine.
Ashe, and you have a book?
Yeah, you know my puzzle books.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So yeah, I have done one Barnes and Noble date, meet the author date. So prayerfully they're back to doing that since the pandemic, and I can get on rotation with them or other bookstores to do state to state, Florida, California, Georgia, Texas. Those are the states I want to visit to start, because I got family and loved ones in those states, and have those dates so that, you know, I get a chance to get more exposure, do more events, because I can do other things along with that, and let the trip pay for itself.
Ashe. Ashe. Now, I know you guys mentioned, some of you guys mentioned health and wellness. I heard you, Queen Aduni. I know self-care for myself. It's 9:44. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna step out and actually do what I need to do more of. And this is me getting out there, since I'm on 2 platforms right now. Most of you guys heard me talk about that I'm a TAVA representative. And I've been with this company since April. One of the things that got me, and this is something to consider, this right here. This is a liquid vitamin. I think you guys saw me take it a couple of days. I mean, a shot while I was on here, because I take it daily. This is why my skin is glowing the way that it is. This is why my hair is growing the way that it is. I know one thing's for sure, the liquid vitamin gets metabolized quicker than the tablets. And this has everything from vitamin A to vitamin zinc, copper, selenium, potassium, everything that you need within a liquid vitamin. And it also helps me. This is not what I actually have to maintain my weight, because I lost weight. For those of you who have seen me, I've lost I didn't realize 30 pounds. I went from about 150 to about 125. And I'm hovering around 125 because I want to build my muscle up and be toned. This keeps me going every single day. And this is a Black-owned company right here. Also, in addition to that, you know, I have my detox tea. Love my detox tea. I don't take this every single day because I am regular, but when I'm not, this helps me move that waste out. So this is removing the waste. This is replenishing with the vitamins and the minerals and everything like that. I request all of my Elizabeth to just kind of take a look. I'm putting my website in here. Just take a look at my website, because there's one thing I want to do this year, and I'm committed this year, is to supporting each and every last one of my Elizabeths in any way possible that I can. Like I said, this is the detox tea. This is when we don't eat right, eat properly, or we need to go on a 30-day fast and get rid of everything, and it works. A lot of people ask me, does it make it go to the bathroom? Oh yeah, it does. And then I also have the Flare, which is an energy tablet. It's not only energy, it's 12, vitamin B's, 12, and it's also got 7 probiotics. So this is actually replenishing the gut health as well. I want to say I also have a CBD coffee too that you see me drink almost all the time. Whatever pain and aches I thought I would have, I don't have. It's more of a coffee drink than it is just coffee because it's got chaga mushroom in it, which is great for inflammation. I went to a candle nurse retreat earlier last year and found out that chaga mushroom actually grows on the north side of birch trees. And they usually harvest chaga mushroom during January, February months, which I didn't know. So chaga mushroom is excellent for pain and inflammation. It's got the Garnier Cambogia, which is good for appetite suppressant. All I know is I've been kind of intermittent fasting in the mornings during the weekdays, where I don't usually start eating until about maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But this is a great way. This is a 30-day supply. This lasts, I want to say it's a godsend, because also if you see all the new growth that I have in my hair, I've noticed my new growth. I'll be looking in the mirror, be like, oh, I forgot that my hair was really dark because I've colored my hair over the years. I'm like, oh, I forgot my hair is a 1B. Really forgot, look at my roots. And I was like, the roots. And it's like, oh, there's so much new growth going on here. So something to consider. I will put my link in the chat, but this has definitely been one of the godsends. I still take my teas and my tinctures. You also know that me and a couple of other people here are also Pure Herbs distributors as well. I like Pure Herbs because I'm trying to see if I have, usually I always have stuff around me to pick up and to show, and I don't see my Pure Herbs with me right now, but they're liquid herbal tinctures. And the tinctures pretty much, it's any herb that you can possibly think of that you can just put under your tongue, take it, it gets metabolized in a liquid form. They have everything from alfalfa, which is great for, it's like a scrub broom for the intestines. So as you're cleaning your body, it kind of deodorizes deodorize you from the inside out. They have basically almost everything, spirulina. They have some pills. They have something called all cell salts, which I know Dr. Nicole has come on and talked to us about the benefits of all cell salts, which is the minerals. So I do take the all cell salts in addition to with my liquid vitamin to make sure that I have my vitamins and my minerals, because you can get some things just comes vitamin wise, like that product comes vitamin wise. The all cell salts, which has Irish moss in it, which is another name for sea moss, has 92 of the 102 vitamin and minerals that make up our body. So you can combine things to get what your body needs. And this
How do you spell that all cell salt?
You just said it, all cell, CELLS salts, all ACS.
Okay, thank you.
You can definitely check me. You can hit me up if you want to make a purchase. But I also offer it to the Elizabeths to if everybody just become a Pure Herbs distributor. It's $25 to become a Pure Herbs distributor. And the beauty about that, you can order your herbs at wholesale cost. So instead of, you can order them at wholesale cost, which means you'll get them cheaper than buying them retail. So $25 for the whole year gives you access to buy your herbs retail, and they'll give you a herb list. I also have the herb books, Pure Herbs for book 1 and Pure Herbs book 2 in digital form. It used to be when you signed up with Pure Herbs, you got these 2 books for free, 2 paperback books. But because, as all things, the FDA likes to scrutinize the health and wellness industry more so than the other industry, the books have been pulled out of publication. So the only way to get them is to actually become a distributor and get the books digitally. Me personally, I like having my books digital because I have access on it on my phone, and I have access on my iPad, I have access on my laptop. So anywhere I go, I have access. You can look up a herb, you can look it up by whatever disease you're dealing with. What you feel like you need or anything like that. They give a picture of what the herb looked like, what it functions, how it functions, and then you can go ahead and just call the company, which is in Sterling Heights, and be like, I want to order this, I want to order this, I want to order this. It's a great opportunity for any business for the help along with the to have that herbal supplement. And then as Queen Aduni was talking, her girl hustle. Okay. Hustle, girl, hustle. because I have a background of working in the salon industry, I know for a fact that having a product or two or three by which to sell always brings in and generates extra income, period. So if you're not making it, you should at least have a reputable source of something that you can sell to always make sure that you have some sort of extra income coming in, period. So Pure Herbs is one of those that can go great with any along business. Tava is great to go along with any business, but also make sure that you're a product of the product, that you're actually using the products as yourself. Because amazing to me how many people I've come across and I've blessed, and they're like, I want to get that. I want to order that. How do I get this from you? And it's like, okay, well, you know, that's that little extra money right there. Because I know with the teas, if people don't buy a full bag, I don't have my stuff all the way around me. You know, I do, these are the detox tea. They come in sachets so you can drink it hot or cold. You know, people can always get it from me, a 5-pack of this from me at any given time, if they're not going to go to my website and order it directly. But like I said, I am committed to that. I am committed to supporting each and every one of my Elizabeths this year, one way or the other. So I just wanted to give that out there. I know I have the distributorship. Pure Herbs doesn't have their stuff online to become a distributorship, but you can call me and what is it? We can get that going, because like I said, it's only $25 a year, and it's $25 to renew to the year to date that you sign up. And like I said, you'll get a packet with the calendar, with the list of herbs, and then once you do that, you can always contact me to get the books. And then the books are a great source of resource. Great source of resource. It's nothing like being your own medicine woman, have an issue and be like, here's a tea, here's a tonic, here's something that's going to help you out naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So
I say, yeah.
I know.
Bridget has her hand up as well, Danyelle. Thank you.
Who has their hand up?
Bridget.
Bridget.
Grand Rising. I am not camera ready today at all. Not even anywhere close. So I can't come on camera, but I have my list. My manifesting list. The first thing on my list is definitely and always a closer relationship with the Father and hearing him much more clearly. I hear him already, but definitely much more clearly, and a much closer relationship with him. Creating beautiful jazz supper club and spoken word experiences, because for me, they're not just events, they're experiences. So working with the many jazz artists that we have here in the Metro Detroit area, and just creating really beautiful events for the Jazz Supper Club. And then on the spoken word side of it, creating spoken word supper club events for the many poets and spoken word artists that we have here in the Detroit and Michigan area. Let's see, completing my floral design classes and finishing my certification to join I kind of checked it out. There are, I think, 12 Black florists in the Detroit area. And my plan this year is to join them and to become a Black floral designer for events, traveling, returning back to dance. Actually, I want to thank Mama Evelyn, because on your birthday, on December the 25th, when we all danced, that's the first time I let go and just really kind of started to bring her back out again. And that was something that I kind of shelved her for about 5 years to get some other things cleaned out and cleansed out to be able to really dance more freely and kind of finding myself as a belly dancer, because what I found was working in groups is good when I would dance in a troupe, and that was great. But actually, I'm more of a solo dancer because I go with what I feel of the music that day. So getting back there, stepping back onto the dance floor, traveling is huge.
I hope to work with you and create more experiences for us to get out and dance. Because since AJ's, which was a place out in Ferndale where we used to come together once a month and let loose. It's been about 6 years since AJ's disappeared, and we no longer have that space to come together and let go.
Yes. And I definitely look forward to that and would love to do that because that's something that's definitely needed. Many other states, and Danyelle knows this, there are other states that do huge belly dance events, but I don't think that there are a lot of people who realize how many Black belly dancers there are in Detroit. And I think it's time for us to be seen and heard. So that's definitely on the list. On my list for travel is to go to London. London is somewhere that's kind of been calling to me. They are huge for supper club events and all types of supper events. So going to London and just kind of getting out of the country and meeting people and different experiences and different cultures and different foods. So that's just a few things that are on my list. So I thought I would check.
Awesome. Well, we are at 1 minute till, and we have 2 announcements about that I want to make sure that we share. And one is we have new people joining us in the leadership as hosts and co-hosts. Mama Head, you want to introduce your co-host?
You talking about Jackie Jones? Jackie Jones. Listen, we gonna get it together. I seem to be in some type of whatever it is. I'm somewhere between December 25th and January 1st. So I'm sitting here just treading, what do you call it? Treading water while I'm sitting in this water bubble. But Jackie Jones is my co-host, and we have yet to get together. It's going down, so, I let things come as they will. Jackie is a singer. She is a beautiful light. She loves color and backgrounds. So we have still yet to get to know each other. And, this is going to be the year for us to get to know one another and spread our spiral of sistership, of Elizabething around. It's a spiral. It's a ripple in the water. Jackie, you want to say a couple words?
So I'm just happy to be exploring this new experience, and it's like the woman wrote the book of yes. I just said yes to the opportunity, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm nervous, and I remember Lolly saying something about being nervous when she was, first asked to do that, and she's wonderful. So hopefully I'll rise to the occasion. So thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome. And then the other piece is, what was I going to do about, what was going to happen for Thursdays? Because we had powerful sisters on Thursday, Nawidi and Lily B and Ayana. And I just said, I'll just wait and hear what God says. And upon that, it was in my thoughts and in my heart. But remember, I said confirmation must come. I will keep Sheila's stuff out of it. And in a conversation about something else, it also came up about, well, what are you going to do about the Elizabeths? And I said, quiet, you know, but I knew what was already in my heart. Well, you know, she's busy, she got to do this, but I knew what was in my heart. And then she said, say what's in your heart. And I said to her, has God spoke to you? And that was Omani Grace is going to take on Thursdays. Oh, Monty, tell us what we are in for. What God
That
been
is
waking
so
you
funny.
up?
Tell the real truth. The real truth is what happened was her and Sheila and Star plotted against me. I could hear them. I was telling Takrisha, I'm like, I can hear them calling me, but I ain't answering the phone. I'm not gonna answer the phone. I can hear them calling. I'm not gonna answer. And as soon as I got off the phone with Takrisha, Sheila called me. I was like, oh shit, okay, it's real. But who I am is I accept my assignments. So I really get this assignment. I kept saying, why am I keep coming to this call? I don't even get up at this time of day, but I keep coming to the call. So it's like, oh, this is why you want me to come to the call. So I'm accept the assignment. And I was negotiating with God last night. I was like, 6 months. That's all they're getting out of me, but I don't know, because I got to listen to what I'm told to do.
Yeah.
So, and I just see some things like about the Elizabeth, I really get the power of my intention, because today you guys started headed toward where I want to go. And that is, what are we birthing? And if we're not focused about what we're birthing beyond the goal and keep being accountable for what we are birthing, we're not really getting anywhere. So I'd like to take on that piece. But as far as learning stuff, I was telling, I don't know who I was saying, it's like on my spiritual journey, I've read over 500 books. So, you know, just the knowledge is there, and just to really share it with you guys. So, yeah, I just want to, who I was before I was a minister was a coach. So I like to bring some coaching aspects in there. So whatever your goal or your desire is to, you know, coach, you know, anybody, if you really look in life, anybody who's ever produced an extraordinary result, whether it's in politics, government, business, sports, they all have a coach.
Yeah.
That's true.
Can I say that I knew Imani Grace was going to be Thursday? I just had a feeling. I had a feeling. I know one thing, you cannot, there is no no in Elizabeth's. There is no. It's only yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. But once I heard it, and then when Sheila called me, I'm like, okay, what I call it is I done caught a case.
Oh,
I
goodness.
done caught a case. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And what you can count on me for is to allow Holy Spirit to lead the way.
Yes.
That's what y'all can count on me for.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
And as when God told me, don't get attached to no one, because God knows what is needed in this group, who is in this group at all times. And when we were talking about, I was saying, Danyelle, you wasn't on at that time, and I said, you know, Danielle's like a bear. You know, she's coming about this social media because when there are different things on different levels that God needs to show us. And then after that teaching is not through, but we should have that now. Now it's going to the next one, and he will provide that person that is non-apologetic about getting the work done, because the Holy Spirit has put it on them that you are responsible to bring this forth. And that everything that we learn and everything that we are coached on takes us not just for this platform, but for your own personal vision, your own personal responsibility to this earth. And so to have it, got to do the social media, you got to do this, you got to do that in order for your business to be successful. But we got to do, we just got to do all this. And so God would bring forth these people to take us to the next level. And there are people that listen to God. There are people that God is trusting in leadership, along with us, not only leadership, but we're following one another. We learn from one another. I have always been one that, my family, we do a lot of things together. But when, at Everett's, I'm the leader. And I'm kind of stepping out, but basically I'm that. When we all was at the same church, I was not their leader. Pastor Renee was the leader. And I have no problem stepping back and being the follower so that I learn as well. So I want you to just take this on. This is where we're going on the next level in our growth. And let's just do this. Let's just do this. And when I talk to Reverend Omani, and when I don't understand that, she and then she said, you get it, and I was like, say more, break it down more for me. I'm not even caught up on what level I should be at at 69 and a few days being 70. It's about, I need to get this, because if it's coming out, if it's coming up, it's something I need to learn. Like what Mama Evelyn was saying, on both things. I did the social media. I talked with Mama Reverend Omani, and she told me this about that. Just take it on and let's do this. Elizabeths are people that when we are together, whether it's by group or it is one-on-one, our babies leap, and we can feel comfortable being where we are and knowing that we're going to go to the next level. Mama, I was telling them I was so grateful to be able to come on at the almost 23 and just celebrate with you, even though it's all chaotic and stuff, but just being able to be there, being able to watch my sister as she evolves and becomes even more freer and freer and freer and speaking, not to just us, but, the other day we went to somebody's house and she spoke prophetically to, what God is telling her to share. So here we go. I said, oh, Lord, I'm gonna have to put my seatbelt on.
Well, you know what, though, that is really real and really real, but I love God and how God moves in my life, because those two sisters that came on last Thursday and Friday, Shahira, and what was the other sister name? Ruth. Yes, I'll never forget her name, Ruth Lemon. And Shahira, they was like two ministers. Yeah, and they was like two ministers, and Holy Spirit was like, okay, now this, I'm gonna show you how it goes. And both of them was on the wild. I was like, oh my God, my people. And so what you can count on me for is to bring that same kind of energy, at least on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I just want to let you ladies know that my ruthlessness when it comes to this social media is because I am seeing the power of I see the power of getting my voice out there. For the longest, I've been scared. I don't know why, but I'm starting to see that there are people who are drawn to me for whatever reason. There are people who I'm watching that I realize, wait a minute, that woman's doing something creative. That should be Mama Evelyn. That should be so-and-so. That should be Mama Het. I see it and I'm like, okay, there are people, we just got to get out there. And like doing the show, doing live on TikTok right now, I got up to like 100, almost 200 people at one point, listening to me talk and listening to you guys talk. Imagine if that was all of us, how many people we can reach who will be drawn to our message and our word when it comes to the Elizabeth. Like we have this huge conference coming up in May. I'm like, there's no reason why we should not sell out by March if
Yeah.
we get our message out there. And it's not limited to Facebook, to Instagram, to TikTok. There are people who use different platforms at different times for different reasons, and we need to hit all of them and get them all in on this, so that we can grow. We grow the Elizabeth, you know what I'm saying? The
All
power,
of us grow, yeah.
all of it grow. So I know tomorrow night, because I'm putting it out there already, come camera ready, come beautiful. Because if you don't have whatever platform you don't have up and running, we're going to get up and running tomorrow. Whatever platform you're going to go live, because there's, like I said, there's this thing called this Black Girl Follow Train. You have to be 1,000 to get to TikTok. It does not take long. You just got to follow me, follow back, and share, and get those people to follow you. Once you get there, they'll turn on live. They'll talk about anything. I really do want to do Elizabeth After Dark, because we got the morning show, but sometimes some people can't catch a morning. Maybe we can get on for 30 minutes in the evening, one evening, and then just recap what happened during that day. We don't know who we're going to bless by doing that, but we have to be out there. We have to be out there to do that. And also, we all should be following each other. I realized I wasn't following everybody. I wasn't following Deetra. I wasn't following Jackie. So we have got to get all our platforms up, and it starts with us. If it's 25 of us, then all 25 of us should be following each other. Then everyone who follows us will follow those who we follow. And then the cycle just continues, and we continuously grow. So
You know what, if we can get each of our names on the different platforms, a list or something, so we'll know where to go and who. I don't know, does that make sense?
We have the WhatsApp. Put your contact information on the WhatsApp. We already got the
That's
list
true,
already.
that's right.
So may I share real quick? I know it's in the 10 o'clock hour, but I just wanted to share this.
And then after you, Star's hand is up, so.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna make it real quick. I just want to share that, I hear us when we come in and we say, I don't feel up the part of being on camera. I get that and I understand that, but we're beautiful in our natural state and in our other states. I just needed to share that. We want to see y'all. You don't understand that sometimes we need to see your face because you don't know what it does to another person. I need to see my Bridget. I need to see my Juanita. And sometimes Juanita say, I don't da da da, and you look perfectly fine. Stop judging yourself.
Sometimes the power is you show up. The magic is
I need y'all. I need to see y'all. It does something to my spirit.
It does help see your face, and that's a beautiful set. Beautiful.
I need y'all.
Or I will say this: put a picture in your Zoom profile. Put a picture. Put a picture of business. Put a picture of you, but don't leave that box just blank. Put a picture.
I need to connect. I need to connect with y'all. Okay, Star. Come on, Star.
What's the word? What's the good word?
I have to say that when Queen was talking about the Elizabeths and when we're together, what I saw all these babies in the womb, and they were all excited and scrambling over each other to try to get to the top and they're looking up because they know that it's almost time to come out. So, and it was kind of like a funny scene because they're all just crawling over each other, and they're looking up like trying to get, and it was just so beautiful. And I just wanted to share that.
Ashe.
All right, we out of here?
We are, what'd you say, baby?
Are we out of here?
Yes, we are complete. Thank you. Yeah, we are complete.
Let's hug.
Thank y'all for coming to Club Pajamas.
I like that.
And hug
Club Pajamas was amazing.
Yeah.
Mama Evelyn, what's the name of our friend right there?
This is Lucifer Morning Paw.
Oh.
Hi, Lucifer, Morning Paw.
All right, sprinkle love and joy and peace and make it fun. MIF, miff it today, miff it, make it fun. I love each and every one of you, and we're out of here.
Peace and blessings.